We are here in Fresno, California, and we closed on this home today. I want to show you what phase one would be and what potential things that we look for when we do acquire property such as this one. Hey guys, Scott Hanley here with Western Pioneer University, and I am here to show you my flip property, our next project we have going, and I wanted to show you our front to back phase of this thing. So from acquisition to remodel to putting it on the market to selling. So you're gonna get a full scope process here of how to flip a house. We are looking at the exterior and interior of this home from a perspective of how much we're gonna be in it, how much we're gonna have to remodel and rehab, including our closing costs. So my intention today is to walk you around this property and to show you what items that we will be fixing up and what items we are keeping. It's very important in this market that you don't over improve a property. You don't just sit there and remodel and re-gut everything. We are in winter time here in California, and you might have to budget and hold the property a little bit longer because there's less buyer pool in the winter time. So we want to keep our budget under control. So with that being said, you want to look for items that you can keep in the property. You want to keep as much as possible and put your new touch and new items on top of that. And that's how you turn a profit. I'm going to take you around the exterior first, and some of the things that we want to look for is the big ticket item. There are three. Number one is windows. Does it have dual pane windows? Number two is the AC and HVAC intact. And number three, the roof. So doing our exterior inspections here, you could tell right away that we need a new roof on this property. So we're gonna have to budget that into our rehab cost. So as I'm looking at this house from an exterior perspective here, I already see that it has nice dual pane windows. I have to make sure that there's dual pane throughout when we do a full scope and full walk, because sometimes they'll put dual pane on the front and not put it in the back. So we need to look at everything from an analytical standpoint so we could gauge our budget. I noticed the garage door here. We're gonna need a new roll-up garage door. And as you can tell with this baby blue color, we're gonna put a new paint coat on it that's gonna be a neutral color. So this is an exterior wood paneling mixed with stucco here. So there are gonna be things that we are looking for. We're gonna look for dry rot, any type of imperfections here that we're gonna have to re-intact, because you're gonna have to have a home inspection when you do sell the property. And those are the things that can come up. So we wanna mitigate anything that would come up in a home inspection report now at the inception stage here. So we can look at the shell. The inside of the house here is in pretty good condition. So we know we're not gonna have to redash or apply new stucco at this point. You can look at the eaves and the fascia boards here. Some of them possibly can be questionable, and that's something we have to look into a little bit further. So as we make our way to the backyard, we need to know how much budget we are gonna put in the backyard. Right away, I see that the fencing is intact and in good shape. A leaning fence would be considered a health and safety item and would be called out by an appraiser, so it's a good thing that you would address it up front. In this case, it's intact. We are backed up to a quiet commercial spot, so the cinder block wall is nice. They don't have neighbors on the back end. As you can see, our objective is to try to keep as much as possible, and at this point, here in California, we can just reseed. We don't need to put new sod in. We can just get the grass a little bit green. That's all we need to do. On this angle here, when I was doing my exterior inspection, you could tell that the AC is in good working order there. We won't know till we run it, but it is something that you want to look for upon your budgeting. Now, another thing that you want to look for is, in this case, we're going to need a new roof. The reason why some of the roof is caving in is because they have 3 or 4 different layers of the composition roofing on top of each other. You'll have to look at certain FHA or conventional guidelines, but a lot of times inspectors only want 1 layer upon there, or maybe 2 at most. So that is something you want to consider, and we are getting a whole new roof in this house. I'm here in the interior part of this home, and I wanted to show you a few things. But before we get started, there are a couple things that you want to get set up in place and ready to go. Number one, on the day of closing, you want to make sure you turn on your gas and electricity. Number two, make sure your water, garbage, and sewage is set up. And number three, which is actually probably the most important, is getting the insurance set up on the property. After you have those items, you are ready to walk through the property and discover what you're going to keep and what you're going to get rid of. You want to have clear-cut communication with your contractor on what to keep and what to get rid of. And that's why you see me holding a spray paint can and a duct tape, which is red. So everything that we mark with a red X or put a red tape on, that means we are getting rid of it. So upon entry, we have this old school Berber carpet here. We are getting rid of the Berber carpet. We're gonna put all new laminate flooring in. It's gonna be a gray tone. Now keep in mind, when you are changing your wood flooring, you are also gonna have to change the baseboard. You could have gone with carpet and kept the baseboard, but when you walk in, you don't get a second chance of first impression. We want it to pop at them, and it's gonna be just nice, clean throughout. So in this interior, we're gonna paint all new paint on the walls and everywhere, the doors, jambs, and everything, and we're gonna change out the flooring. Other things that we're gonna change out, which is at a smaller cost, for an example, is the receptacles here. The toggle switches, we might switch them to Decora. We're gonna switch the face plates there. And that goes as well as the receptacles down here. We're gonna change those throughout. As I'm standing here in the kitchen, I wanna show you some of the items that we're gonna keep and some of the items that we are gonna change out. So as you can see here, we're gonna keep the cabinets. Cabinets are a big expense, and these appear to be in good enough condition where we can just change out the countertops to a granite countertop there and put a nice subway tile backsplash there. If you look a little bit closer, you will see that we are gonna just change the knobs here and the hinges. It's gonna be a brushed stainless steel to match everything throughout. I have X's on the countertop, so that means that they are gonna demo our countertops and our backsplash and put in subway tile granite countertop. Under-mounted sink here. Take a look at the stove area. There's something that's missing that we have to account for and budget for. There is not an exhaust fan here, so we're gonna have to get one fixed and put it all the way up in and installed. We're gonna put a nice glass one with a nice clean look to it. As we make our way to the hallway is gonna change, all new carpet in the hallway. As we make our way to the hallway bath, we're gonna change out the flooring, 12 by 24 gray tone tile there. And as you can see, we mark the areas we're gonna change. We're gonna change this vanity. We see there's a lot of wasted space, so we're gonna change it to a bigger vanity with the granite countertop. We're gonna change out this mirror here and put a nice picture frame mirror with a light above that. And in here, we are gonna be able to keep the shower. We're gonna take this out and just put a new glass slider in, but we're able to keep the shower. And that's gonna be a pretty big expense that we could cut on and keep it. Changing out some of the little things to make sure everything's uniform in the house. So we're gonna change out all of the knobs here. We're gonna change out all of the hinges. Everything's gonna be uniform and a brushed nickel feel. As I make my way into the bedrooms, this one doesn't have a light, but you will see that we are changing out the fan there to a nice sconce lighting. And as we make our way to bedroom number 2 here, so some of the items we are changing, it has the old almond switches here. We're gonna switch those to a nice decor and this white look, as I was telling you about. We're making everything uniform. Just taking off the blinds here. We're gonna take off the fan here and put a new sconce lighting in. It does have cabinets above the closet here. We're gonna keep those, but we're gonna change out the knobs and make them uniform brushed nickel. And we're able to keep the closet doors. This is the master bedroom, and it has a master bath. Changing out the flooring here to just brand new carpet in all the bedrooms, sconce lighting, new paint job, new receptacles, new switches, new feel. As we go into the master bathroom here, you'll see we are gonna keep the cabinets, we're gonna paint them white. We're gonna put on new hardware and new fixtures. We're gonna change out the countertop, put a nice granite countertop in. Again, change out this mirror to a nice picture frame mirror to match the hallway bathroom. And this one needs a new toilet. Another great thing is that we could keep the flooring down here, and we're keeping the shower in the master bedroom as well. So that way we can cut on our expenses here and have more profit for the home.